Hello, once again, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am John Thomas, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of the JT Project, where I interview local bands and anybody who I find basically interesting and all that. So today, I was supposed to travel to Indiana, but something happened. But I found this band. I swear to God, I was like, they have banger after banger. It is called Remember Me. How are you guys doing? Basically, let's just cut to the chase.
I'm doing
Want to
fantastic.
just
My birthday's
Great.
tomorrow. It's going. We're doing great.
yeah.
Doing great.
It's all good this way.
All you guys are from Indiana, basically.
I'm in
Eh,
one of
Ohio.
us one of us is in Ohio.
Ohio.
Yep.
What part of Ohio? Because I was over there a couple of years ago.
Like northwest by Lima.
Oh, okay. I was in
Yep.
Columbus because my wife had a conference in Columbus and all that.
Okay.
I got to play a course out there. I don't know where. Was it in Bainbridge? I don't know. It was Pickaway Golf Course. But
Okay.
nice course and all that. So so how are you guys doing? I mean, we talked off air a little bit. How's the weather there? You said it was raining out there?
Oh yeah.
It's a bad week. It's a really bad week.
Yeah, I
Gonna
mean,
we it's
fortunately, it's gonna be in the 60s later this
Oh
60s,
week.
yeah.
But
70s. Yeah.
I'll take
How
that.
is it
I
now? We
I woke
got
up
hit.
on Sunday. No, going into Monday for work, with like 2.5 inches of snow on the ground, and then it was
Oh
gone by the
God.
time I left.
Oh
And
yeah.
now it's raining and like 50 degrees. So I have no idea. It's
Midwest.
Indiana, dude.
Yeah.
I
Basically, yeah.
joke that we're on our third spring right now
we are.
Yeah.
because yeah, that's our fall spring.
I hear people say I'm on my third like my third fat or something like that. They're on their third this, their third that. So you're
Third
on your
period.
third spring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, essentially.
The fourth one is the one that sticks.
It
So
depends. You never know. It's because you're a little switcheroo. You never. It could change at any minute. Who knows?
like when the weather gets warm, I was like, what is like the temperature out there? Does it get like stifling hot?
Yeah, it can.
I
For me,
mean,
anyways.
Yeah.
It gets
We have multiple
our
summers.
summers.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
really
we
do
also
have
got
multiple
multiple summers
summers.
too.
Yeah.
Man,
So
Indiana
we have the
seasons,
beginning of
man,
the
are
summer that's
awful.
pretty mildly-ish, and then we have like the middle of summer. This gets 100, 110 degrees outside.
hmm
It gets wild.
Yeah, but you can have 110 degrees on July 4th, and then July 5th, your high is 71.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the humidity that gets you.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's
Get that
true.
humidity.
I was in Arizona and it was like 110 out there and like I mean, it is hot out there, but my wife
Yeah.
can't stand the humidity, but
Yeah,
it's hard to
I
breathe.
agree.
But it wasn't out there. Where can you walk on a sidewalk and see a cactus?
Uh,
Only out
Not
there.
here. Not here.
Arizona.
It's only in
Definitely not here.
Arizona you can.
Maybe also Texas. I don't know.
Texas.
Texas is pretty big. You can have
Texas,
everything in
Yeah.
Texas
Texas is
and
big.
I
still
don't
be in
know.
Texas.
I don't know if Texas has
So
cactus.
What if you
how
like
West Texas.
Mexico, Texas, like South Texas?
Ah,
Like
the
that's
Alamo.
yeah, South
yeah,
Texas.
exactly. It's Texas. All that's cactus out the ass, dude.
Pardon his
So
language.
basically when did you guys come into existence? So it's like why don't we just start from the beginning? I was like, how was the band formed a little bit?
Fuck.
Well,
Okay.
I'll give a little brief, and then John can elaborate some deeper on that. So me and Justin, well, this was rough for me because Justin was in a band called New Day Rising. Um, their
That's this
guitarist was
guy.
leaving. Then Justin, yes, red shirt guy. Should we introduce ourselves? I'm Nathan. I'm lead
Yeah.
guitar.
Oh,
I'm
that would be
John.
good.
I'm John. I'm the drummer.
I'm Justin. I play
Oh, okay.
bass.
I'm Chris. I sing.
Oh,
There we go.
the singer always gets the babes.
Uh, Whatever. I know. Unfortunately, damn it.
Done.
So
The
Justin was in
drummer
a
gets all the dudes.
Oh.
go with his hands, man. That's all it is. But
Double stick action.
I can't.
um, so Justin was in a band called New Day Rising, and they were looking for a new guitarist, and they wrote me in. They found me on an app called Band Mix, where they're just like, "Hey, we're looking for whatever talent," and I was like, "Sure, why not?" So I got into that. I think I played literally one show, my first show ever, and it was abysmal. But that worked because technically I was the new guitarist. But then also at the same time, John was in a band. John, if you want to take over this part.
I was in a band called If I Should Die, and we had been going strong for probably around, I don't know, 7 or 8 months, somewhere in there. And eventually all the that group just kind of had like a falling out type deal. And I ended up just saying, all right, you know what? Y'all do you. I'm going to take the stuff that I wrote and I'm going to go do something else. Right. And it actually turns out it was around the same time that New Day Rising was also looking for a vocalist because they had a drummer. And so I stepped into that role, which is where I met Nate, the guitarist now. I had known Justin from the previous band, New Day Rising. And going forward from there, I think we played maybe 3 shows
I think so.
as
New Day
that
Rising.
lineup. Yeah,
Yeah.
as New Day Rising. And more people started leaving that and whatnot because it was going a different direction than what they had originally wanted it to go. And so we were kind of just stuck with myself, Justin, Nate, and then another guy who we ended up firing
We
down
do
the
not
line.
speak of his name.
Yeah, we don't talk about that because that was a bad time for us, but we ended up firing him, so it was that. And we weren't going to go under the same name of New Day Rising, so we decided to make a play on my old band's name, If I Should Die, Remember Me.
Ah,
So that's
okay.
where Remember Me came into existence. And then after the original drummer for Remember Me left, I ended up moving back to the drums. So I do drums and part-time vocals. And I knew Chris down
Yep.
here. And so Chris, do
Yep.
you want to take over from there?
Yeah, sure. So I used to be in a band called Before My Eyes, and I used to actually play shows with If I Should Die and New Day Rising before. So that's kind of how I got to know these guys previously. So it's all been kind of just gelled together.
Wow, that
Yeah,
because everybody knew each other basically. I mean, you
Except for
all
me.
more or less. Yeah.
Except for
separately,
me.
and
Like,
then you all gelled into one.
yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So it's three
Essentially,
bands
we're
coming into
like,
one.
essentially, we are the Midwest super band right now. We took three
Right.
bands and
Three
made
bands.
one band, and now we're
Yeah.
we're we're like LeBron. We're still waiting for that championship ring, but
Yeah.
we have the
Yeah.
team.
You're like
This is it.
Voltron. Like Voltron, with the
like
animals trying to get put everybody together, or Captain Planet,
now you're
or
speaking my
something like
language.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Captain Planet. Yeah,
I
very
mean, we
good.
can go on for days with that. So basically, how now you guys play as a band right now, right? You've been
Oh
playing
yeah,
shows.
Yep.
long time for like
So
what 2 years,
when you guys
almost
play a
3. Yeah.
show, I was like, do people come up to you guys and ask and like, what did people say about your band? Oh, you sound like this, or you sound like this. I was like, do you call her? Do you say, oh, you got it spot on or anything like that? So
So
my question would be, like, what do you sound like? Like who do you? I mean, obviously bands want to do their own sound. They want to
yeah,
sound different.
we
But
sound like us. That's
yeah,
that's the best way to put it. We have our influences, and you can definitely hear some of that in our music, but it's not one specific genre that we kind of stuck to with those influences. So we have um we have influences from like in the 60s and 70s like Aerosmith and Twisted Sister, and then you get into the 80s with Ozzy and Black Sabbath and all that stuff, and Metallica, working all the way up to these newer bands such as Bad Omens, Dayseeker. And what we like to do is we kind of just took all of those sounds and all of our influences and just made it us.
So you just
So
put it all in a pot and like a crock pot, and you made it.
Yeah,
You made your own.
yeah, we made our own, and
100%.
so we have people that come up to us after shows and say, "Oh, you remind me of Dayseeker. You remind me of Bad Omens. Your guitar playing reminds me of Zach Wild. You know, stuff like that.
Mhm.
You're the
Yeah.
best drummer since Neil Peart."
So
But no,
there's one band that reminds me of not you guys, but uh I listened to your previous album, Remember Me, your self-titled album from
Sweet.
2025.
yep.
Yeah.
Now, there's one band that came to mind that I probably say this to all the bands. You sound like not the album sounds like more like Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche.
Okay.
Oh, that works. I can see
Okay.
That
that.
works
Okay.
because you had the first song. It wasn't a song. It was like a speaking part, Echoes,
Yeah.
which was a speaking part.
Yep.
I was
Hmm.
like, okay, this sounds like a little bit more like a rock opera type thing on, okay,
Hmm.
this is the story, this is how it's going to be. Now, with this album, did every song like have a connection to the album? Was it an album connection like Operation Mindcrime?
Yeah. The whole album in itself. Shit. We'll just go through the tracks. Echoes is Ech- I hate you. So sorry. The Echoes is just basically the preface for the entire album.
Oh, okay.
Right. So
Gotcha.
have you ever woken up in a scream?
Right.
Um, that kind of stuff. And then this is us responding to that scream, and then it immediately goes into, I believe the first one is sedate me.
Yeah, sedate
Right.
me.
Sedate me is basically saying like, hey, there's this monster inside of me that I don't want to come out right now.
Right,
So
right,
sedate me, put me down, like get me
Yeah.
out of this. And then it rolls into wake up, right? Which
right,
is essentially you're
Hmm.
waking up from that dream, but the nightmare is still all around you. It's just basically the world that we live in.
right.
Yep.
Uh, uh, and then it starts to slow down a little more,
Yeah,
with Buried Alive,
right.
uh, which is show
Or a
me why
ballad.
yeah, show me why I'm here on this planet right now. Let me
Right.
see the world through your eyes, before I clock out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
basically, yeah.
and then siding with the devil, a lot of people. We had one lady scream at us, which was kind of fun. Um, so because it was a whole event that we were playing, and we didn't know that the cook or the lady prepping the food was a very, very Christian lady. So
Oh,
during our sound check, we played siding with the devil, and she freaked out on us.
Which,
But
to preface, is not a song that is
satanic.
not. It's not satanic. It's not anti-religion. If anything, it is like, oh no, I have this devil that's screaming on my shoulder, and I'm hearing this angel that's also on my shoulder, and this angel's not making a lot of sense. This devil's sounding a little bit better, but I'm fighting, and I'm gonna come out with the right option. Is basically
yeah,
So you
I'm
had
fighting with
a
my
song
angel, but
bef
siding with the devil.
you had a song before that. I don't know if you said that,
yeah.
maybe I
Oh,
Disconnect.
misheard.
Yeah, disconnect.
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 Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's just basically you find um that comfort. Pull me closer and be my remedy. That kind of deal. Be my comfort in this moment
Right.
because I
And
can't I
then
can't do this on my own.
basically you wind up connecting everything with Remember Me. So is
Yep.
this basically the end of the song of the end of that person?
No, Remember Me is honestly it's something that we threw onto this album, and that's just our self-titled track, and it's actually, I might get in trouble for saying this one. This one's actually about our old bands.
Ah, okay.
It's
I
basically
got you.
Yep.
saying you turned your back on us, and now you're gonna remember me.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's
I'm gonna be that guy.
okay. I never heard a band do that before. Maybe subliminally, but that
We've done a
sounds
lot of things subliminally.
Yeah.
yeah. You've done. So I went back to some of your old stuff, like your catalog, and I came across where's that song that I had? I mean, some of the songs is like, let me pull up. Let me see if I can get this. Hold on. Where are you? Okay.
My stomach.
I
Subliminal.
mean, I think in 2025 you had banger after banger of songs.
That's what we
Now,
do.
Thank
is
you.
that I was like, was 25? I'm assuming 2025 was your busiest year so far to date.
Yeah.
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 Because
Yeah.
as I'm looking at this, I was like, single 2025, single 2025, single
Hmm.
2025. I was like, does this band now?
Also,
Did
Justin's
you all
relationship
bang it
status.
out in one session, or you had several sessions? How did it go?
Chris, Nate, one of y'all, Justin. I talked a
It
lot. Y'all talk.
it was several sessions. I felt like every bit we could, we'd get together and put our parts into this whatever song we're working on at the time. I feel like we had around a release a month for a
Yeah,
hot while with that.
I mean,
I don't know about a month.
I
I'd say every 3 months because we were working on the
Was it?
album from like May until August.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah,
The
time
begin
flies. That just
the
shows
beginning
how
the
this is
beginning
going.
of the
But
year, I could see us having a release a month because we released Death of
yeah,
Me at the beginning of the year.
that's true. Yeah, it
So I
just
don't know
felt
what we had
like
after that. I don't know. I lost
yeah, it
track of
just
our
felt
music.
like one a month. Time has just flown since this project has been
yeah,
up
you
and
guys
going.
are like
Yeah,
kicking ass and taking names,
Let me pull up
yeah,
basically.
catalog.
Oh,
we
that's
I don't know
try,
if I
we
good.
lost
try, man.
catalog.
So out of the two songs that you had, I was like, did you have a thing with tornadoes or rainstorms or something like that? Because
Hurricane and aftermath.
Hurricane and
yeah,
aftermath.
I was
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, I'm like, there's got to be a connection here somewhere.
There is.
I mean, not
Justin, do you want to
not
explain that?
not to the weather, but
Oh
not to the
no, there's
legitimate
not a
weather.
connection to the weather at all.
Oh my god!
That's awesome.
So our bassist has to leave this meeting.
Yeah.
No, no. Hurricane. Wow.
was a long time
Hur
ago.
Hurricane's a good one for me and Chris to go into because it
yeah.
was originally going to be called Eskimo Brothers.
Yep.
No, Hurricane is not about a specific. It is, but I'm gonna say it's not about a specific person. But that is basically just the song that's kind of like I do all these things and you do nothing. Being with you is like trying to fall asleep in a hurricane because
Hmm.
it sucks. It's awful.
Oh, it sounds
So
like my
it's just
first marriage.
metaphorical. Sounds
Sounds
like
like my
my
last full
second. No.
relationship.
Well, I got
uh,
remarried, so.
but there's that one. And then immediately after, so Aftermath was actually the first one of 2025.
Okay.
Um,
That's right. Yeah.
because it was following Hurricane, and Aftermath was the song that was like I've had failed relationships since then, and they
Right.
all kind of seem to end the same way. So did I cause all this aftermath? Am I the
It's
problem?
more or less. Oh, it could be me.
It's not, but could it be?
Well, right. I mean, it's asking yourself those important questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had another song which was amazing, which I really checked on. You had two songs, Sick to My Stomach or The Death of Me. Which one do you want to take first? Because both of them really hit me hard. I was like,
Nate
whoa.
wants to take Death of Me.
What?
Yes, he does. Yes, he
Why?
does.
I'll take Death of Me. I I don't want to do all the talking though, guys.
That's
I feel like
fine. I can
Yeah,
do sick.
and I'll take sick to my stomach. It's fine.
Okay, go ahead, Chris. Explain sick to my stomach.
All right, sick to my stomach. Kind of like what we mentioned earlier. We had a member we had to get rid of for reasons, and that was kind of us dealing with that. Um, it was like kind of just us like, yeah, this happened, and this is how we're processing it. And if anybody else has anything else to add, because I see John's face right now.
No,
It's
my daughter just walked in and she was grabbing
Oh,
something. I made
okay,
a weird
okay.
face at her.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that's more or less our feelings on how that situation happened and just how we're conveying it.
And if you read the lyrics down the side, it actually spells his name over and over and over again.
Ah,
So
okay.
subliminally.
to
Yeah.
talk about our
There you
subliminal
go.
messages, we go back with the subliminal.
Hmm.
Y'all.
And then
That's
Nate
not
can
bad.
take Death of Me then.
What about that to me? I don't know what. I don't know. I can't. You put me on the spot. I don't know what I'm talking about here with this.
Death of Me is just another. Honestly, it's just a song that we wanted to write and just get out. Like we had some banging music, and
Yeah.
we were just like,
I
we
still
got
love
to do
Death of Me.
something with. Yeah, we were like, we got to do something with this, and so
Right.
I believe myself and Chris was at
Yep.
my house, and we were
Yeah.
sitting and we were kind of just writing a little bit, thinking, what can we do with this? And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I forget whose mouth it came out of, but out of nowhere, someone just went, "Your touch is poison, my sweet agony." Right? And
Mhm.
then the other person went, "And in your arms is where I find my final destiny." And then we just went back and forth with that. And so we laid
Mhm.
that down and then put harmonies and acapellas behind it and whatnot.
Yep.
And then just hit them with the music.
Yeah, that one.
We just went hard with that one.
Ooh, it's been one of my favorites still.
It's fun
Yeah,
to play, dude.
that's actually what we open all of our shows with too. You'll hear
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you'll hear our intro music playing and whatnot, and then we walk onto the stage and hit a big note at the end of the intro music, and then everything cuts out, and you just hear the acapella part. Your touch is poison, and it's crazy to just see
Wow.
everybody in the crowd screaming that back at us.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like we
Still
never thought
surreal.
we'd be at this spot 2 years
Yeah.
Right.
into a band. We
For
thought we'd be
real.
playing the
So
bar Behringer's down the road from Nate.
Right.
Hey, don't you talk shit about Behringer's.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying we don't have 3 hours of covers.
I love their food. That's all I'll say.
So good.
so if so did you ever play that album like cover to cover?
No, we've not done that yet.
Not yet.
No.
Will we? Who knows? But
No, we
not
haven't.
something we've done. We
Nope.
played
Have
what?
you ever thought
Four
have you ever
of
thought
the
about
seven?
it?
We've thought about it. We talked about it a couple times. But fun fact for you, ready for this? Our next album actually comes out in May, and it's
Ah.
11 new songs.
Ooh.
So we are actually in the process of recording that, finishing that up and whatnot. And then our rehearsals probably April to end of April
Right.
are going to be learning new stuff to play live because
So
we are planning
speaking
on having an album release show.
Mhm.
okay. Maybe I'll have my wife try it. Well, I do all the driving basically. So with that, like I said, I was supposed to be in Indiana for was it last year? Last year or the year before that? I was supposed to be in Indiana for a my wife's one of her conferences. They canceled that. I was like, oh god damn. I was like, I want to go to Indiana, god damn it. I was already in Ohio and all that. But like how now you said that now how is your stage show? Would I be blown away or is it like stripped down to like basic or do you have theatrics? What kind of like how's your show basic?
Everything's pretty good, but our basis is a little stale on stage.
Not lately.
Not lately. No.
His shirt flies
Not
open.
lately.
Everyone gets flashed.
Listen, we give Justin a lot of crap, but it was because Justin was under the mindset that playing bass is a groove instrument like jazz. And no, not with this genre of music. It's not. And
Oh
so
no, we're
the
hopping
last
around.
the last 3 shows, he's been headbanging so hard
That's
that it
crazy.
gives Nate motion sickness.
It was bad. Our last show, yeah, one of our not our last show, but our second to last show we played on was like a 2-trailer setup, and Justin was making that trailer rock, and there was some
Yeah.
parts where I was just like trying to like do like a nice little power stance or whatever to hit some chords or hit a solo beat or whatever the heck it was, and I was just the whole ground's moving, and I'm just like, oh!
I saw like the stage monitors rocking back and forth. It was wild.
The monitors were rocking because there was nothing that was stationary on that stage, man. Everything was moving and bubbling.
I don't know if these guys saw it, but my snare drum right in front of me was shaking so hard that it ended up leaning at an angle on my kick drum.
That's funny.
So
Wow.
the drum tech had to keep running up and straightening my snare for me. So, but no, our stage presence is and our shows are honestly quite insane.
It's
as of lately.
It's a full
High
sound
energy.
because like you've heard our tracks. A lot of our tracks have that orchestra or that choir in the background with it, and we use those backing tracks to make sure that we still have that full sound.
Mhm.
And then since we only have also one guitar, a lot of sound potentially could drop off if like I'm doing a solo part, like we lose that rhythm, right? So like we have in-ears, we play on a rack system, so all of our stuff is like super tight, super close. So like we can have those rhythm tracks that I recorded. So it's nothing is ripped off of anything. It's something that we recorded ahead of time, and we play it with a click. It all comes through, so that way we're not losing that sound. So even though I'm doing a tapping solo for Up from the Ashes on like 17, way up there on the neck, we're not losing that chunky breakdown kind of verse style in the back. And then for Death of Me, for example, Chris is just one man. He's no choir.
Right.
So having that, and with the "Your touch is poison," like it go with the choir still with it. It sounds full, like it should. Like it sounds like you're listening to an album track live.
Yeah, and it's not like we run like I know some bands do it. They run like an AI choir where it all sounds like you can hear girl voices in there and stuff like that. Like, there's no girl in this band. No, that's all of us doing different parts. And it's just
Okay.
pre-recorded and set in motion. So, but I mean to tag along with what he was saying, like, yeah, our shows have a very full sound. He kind of touched on the sound and whatnot, but the actual presence in itself, I'll say the first, I don't know, 7 to 8 months that we were actually performing and whatnot, we had not a lot of stage presence. I was back there, double bassing as fast as I could go. So every picture of me was kind of like a face. Justin was doing his whole sway back and forth thing, and
It's more like a polka stance.
Justin,
It's more like a polka stance.
Nate was, he was.
I've never played live. I mean, I was in marching band. That's like the most I play guitar in the pit for marching band, and like that's like the biggest stage thing, but it's entirely different. You know,
Yeah.
that's no one's looking at the pit for that. That's all the
I mean,
horns and everything else, right? So
so
like
we had,
I was learning. I had no idea what was going on.
yeah, and he's learned a lot in
Mhm.
2 years, you know. So, but like,
Have fun time.
okay, so I had horrible pictures and still learning. He was swaying back and forth. You were getting adjusted to performing in front of crowds, and Chris, calling you out, buddy. Chris was forgetting some lyrics here and there.
Oh yeah, early on it was a learning curve going from
Oh,
my
it
previous
was,
band to this one. Yeah.
yeah. So our presence was awful, but in the last, I would say since end of June last year, we have just taken that screw that was already started and we tightened that thing. So now when we get to big breakdowns and stuff like that, you know, we're all headbanging in unison, you know, like we're getting the crowd
Okay.
into it. You know, we got Nate getting in people's faces while he's doing the solos. We got Justin headbanging so hard that stages are shaking.
I made love to my guitar.
Chris
It was
is
awesome.
really opening up
Making
his
love to good time. Laughing at me.
Chris is really opening up his vocals and getting the crowd involved with a lot of things. And I'm back. I'm back there. Basically, I run the tracks and all that stuff, but I'm back there. I'm playing so hard that I have to, you know, replace sticks almost every other song. I've been replacing drum heads, like
Yeah.
so. And then on top of all of the performing, we leave, and the next day we're sitting in the recording studio going, okay, what else can we put out for them?
Wow.
Mhm.
So basically, you're like, this is your like your second job, basically.
This is
Yeah.
my
This
full-time
is
job.
this is our full time.
Yeah, this is our full-time job.
Oh, wow. Okay. I hear that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. With all the like you getting comfortable in the stage and all that, has anything happened on stage like a malfunction or anything like that? Like you said you like your drum snare or like a string. Oh, we got a
Me,
winner.
We got multiple. We
me,
got multiple on this
me.
one.
We got
Only
multiple, but
me,
we got the really big one right here.
me.
Ah,
Go ahead.
We did a show last year that my bass completely went out before we even started playing the show. Because we just had practice the day before. We were here at the house, had everything set up, and we were going to the show the next day. I thought everything was still good because my in-ears were working, my guitar was working, the wireless was working. We get to the show, we set everything up, I tune my bass, everything's good. As soon as we get on to start our show, the whole bass dies.
ow.
Yeah,
We had
he had lost a solder connection on his output jack, and the whole thing was no, because there's it's an electrical thing. The whole thing was cooked.
It was
Yeah.
gone.
It was
Wow.
bad.
We had to
The
play a
battery was
45-minute set with no bass guitar.
It was
Wow.
wild.
no guitar. I was just jumping around. He's looking at me like I'm playing like a crazy man. He's like, dude, those aren't even the right notes.
I was like,
You're like, oh good, oh good.
Because I told him, I was like, what if your bass all of a sudden turns on and you are not playing the right? No.
I didn't care. I was
So,
having
but
fun. I didn't care.
fortunately, like Nate said, we run through a rack system. So really, once we determined like we're playing this show without bass, all I had to do was reach onto the rack system and I boosted the low ends on Nate's guitar. So it gave the appearance or that
We had
bass was playing with us.
the deep like the.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
we had the deep tone for it.
That's not even
Okay.
the only occurrence either. We've had multiple occurrences with the wireless systems.
Yeah.
Your wireless, your bass is.
That's a new
Something.
bass too. I don't fucking know
I don't know.
anymore.
So we went and got a whole new bass, got a whole new wireless setup, and so we're actually I think we're gonna do
My-
better now.
My problem that I run into only so far one time. I'm knocking on wood. With my guitar is wood. I'm knocking on the wood, right? I play JT. I don't know. Do you know a lot about guitars at all?
no, not me. No.
No? Okay. So I play mostly guitars that have Floyd Rose bridges, which are floating bridges. So they typically have the whammy bar that you can do like some like crazy dives and stuff like that. I don't use it
Yeah.
as much as I should for our music. But essentially it's all like a balance with the springs and the strings. Because there's 3 springs that are in the back
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it's all balanced. And one show, thankfully, on our last song, I had a string break. And because the string broke, it lost a lot of tension on the springs. So it threw my whole guitar out of tune,
Oof.
like immediately. And that's
Wow.
not something that you can just be like, oh, I just can just retune that, because you can't. That's not possible. So thankfully it was the last song. It was on the solo. I just had to go through like one little outro chorus thing, and then John was like, go to the next outro part. And I was like, no, we're done. This is it. Stop. Like, I can't, like, I don't have my backup. I don't have, like, I can grab my G guitar, my lower tuning guitar, but it's not gonna work. So, and thankfully it was last song. So yeah, that's me.
Wow.
Now, have you guys, I mean, all you guys on stage and all that, have anybody played a practical joke on somebody that, on stage and all that?
All the time.
Sometimes when Justin's not paying attention, I will walk up and turn down his in-ears all the way. So there's no audio. And he'll be like,
What?
and then he'll be like, oh. And then he turns it back up. No, and then like, or like at practice when he like isn't paying attention and sets his bass down, I'll turn all his volume knobs down on his bass. So it messes up his tone. It's mostly me. I'm a big shithead.
It makes sense.
Yeah, Justin's over here just realizing
I'm
you
alert.
do.
What? Yeah, I'm bad. I'm a bad influence.
Me on the back of the drums, like we have a metronome in our ears, which keeps us all together and whatnot, and lines up with the tracks and whatnot. But there'll be some random times where I will just like play double time on the drums. It's not recorded like that, but I'll just play really fast, but it's still to the metronome, just to see if it throws them off.
Wow.
It gets me a lot.
So I mean, all they have to do is just follow the click. That's all you have to do. Don't follow me. Follow the click.
Last show didn't get to me. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I did it last show. That was fun. You guys
So,
both looked at me at the same time.
Wait,
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, we're like, all right.
So here's a question I recently just came up. In a zombie apocalypse, who'd be the first one to go?
Justin. 100% Justin.
What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, because he doesn't leave his room.
Well, he would never know there was a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie would come into the house and walk into his room, and he'd go, "News is on." Hold on, I'm killing this guy.
Okay.
Uh,
I see how it is. That's fine.
Yeah, it'd be Justin. I think it'd be Justin.
I don't think he'd get up in time.
Yeah.
You don't think he'd get up in time?
This zombie would be coming after him. He'd be all like, okay, let me get up.
Hold on.
For the sake of this, I'm gonna say, I mean, like, dang, it's crazy. Just compared to those three, I feel like I don't want to like, it's not me, but it probably will be me because of the four of us, I'm probably like the least physically fit of all four. And I'm small. I'm a small man. I'm Hispanic. I'm small in stature.
That man's my best friend. I would protect him with my life, so I'd be first.
Oh, whoa, hell yeah! But
That's the lead singer at all costs.
if I could trip Justin, it's for sure Justin, though.
All you have to do is run in front of him.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Justin, you dropped
Always
your
the tall
pocket.
guy. It's always the tall guy.
So my last question is, and it's a loaded question, and I give it to all the bands I interview and all that. If you had a chance to open up for any band, past or present, who would it be?
Past or present? I think we've actually had this conversation.
I think we have.
did.
That sounds
We did.
familiar.
Yeah, it might have just been me and you on Xbox, honestly. But
Probably.
all right, we'll start with Chris.
Mine personally, I know from Ashes to New, I've gone way back with those guys. I think it would be like both a professional and personal goal of mine to play with them.
That's a good one. Nathan?
I'm gonna say I really enjoy Rise Against.
Mm.
As in like we are we're very Rise Against is more punk, I would say, obviously. But some of our songs especially kind of have that punk kind of vibe underneath
Yeah,
everything.
Punk 5 and all that.
Yeah, and so like if we were to open for them, I could see how it would definitely lead into a hardcore punk set. And so opening for Rise Against would be awesome.
Agreed. I've seen them too. They're killer.
Ah, lucky.
Justin?
I don't think my answer is going to change from last time. I think I'm still going to go with Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, it's
Fair.
Breaking Bad. Okay.
Fair.
Let's see. Definitely Beauty for Ashes. I'm kidding. That's a that's an inside joke with us. I'm so sorry. But
Whew.
might have to be Ice Nine Kills.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, Spencer Charnas is a big influence of mine. So I think playing with them would just be like a full circle moment for me.
Well, I'm just getting into them because they had one. I'm a big Batman fan.
Ah,
Okay.
So
the laughing
they
track,
have
that's a good one.
they did a
Yeah.
song called Laugh Track or something like that, and it's a fun oh
Oh,
cute
Dolly
little
Parton.
doggy.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, this is Dolly Barkton.
Ah, what kind of dog is that? That's like
She
a
is a husky Australian Shepherd mix.
because wow.
Justin,
Most
Yeah.
kissing
adorable
the
thing in the
dog on the
world.
stream.
it was her idea.
Whose idea was to get the dog?
That's my dog.
Oh, okay.
It was my
All right.
wife's idea, but
But it's yours.
uh-huh.
I almost
Basically,
stole
you
her
take
last
care of
time
it.
I was over there.
Yeah. She's a cutie.
So, as we're coming to the end, what is on? What is in the future? I know you guys have an album coming out, 11-song album, in May and all that. I was like, what is on the horizon for you guys?
Would you like to tell them?
Honestly,
Would you like to tell?
I'm saying something minor. I'm saying something minor to go with this 11 song album. So the only reason why it's taken a little bit longer because I am debuting, hopefully,
Ooh.
if it works out, a brand new guitar that I'm building from scratch. Like literally from scratch. And I'm waiting to record my guitar parts until I play it on this new guitar. So
Okay.
that's my fault. But it's a brand new guitar, great hardware, great equipment, great design, and that's my problem.
And if he plugs it in and it doesn't work, he's got a new pink guitar that he's gonna do it on.
Exactly.
That thing
Yes.
is chunky.
That thing chonks it.
oh,
Donkey.
he played it last show, and I immediately fell in love with it. And I'm not really much of a guitarist.
So we now have a booking agent and a manager.
Wow.
So his name's Curtis Backfish. Great guy, love him to death.
Mhm.
He's actually he left a band that he was in that we actually opened up for at one point,
Yeah.
and then wanted to manage us. Like he was like, I love you guys. I wanna do this. And so we took him on. So we are more focused on the music aspect now. You
Mhm.
can see all of our booking stuff on our Facebook. So if you want us to come, to where you're at, to New Jersey,
Yeah.
if you want us to come to Jersey, send that guy an email and
Oh, yeah.
he'll make it happen. That's the guy for it. But in the future, we got a lot of shows already lined up.
Oof.
We're planning a whole Midwest tour right now,
Mhm.
which will take place in October timeframe, November timeframe. The album coming out, the concept of the whole album was actually Nate's idea. The concept of the album is characters.
Okay. So there was this
Go ahead.
artist I went to randomly. I, like any person, mindlessly brain rot scrolled through TikTok. And there's a local venue near my house called the Hi-Fi. And they had an ad put out for a local, not local, an act that was getting ready to come through. Her name was Baby Bugs, and I was like, I'd never heard of this person before, but from the 30-second clip from the ad, I think that's freaking awesome. But then I went, and then throughout the entirety of the show, like the whole vibe that I was getting was like really like creepy, kind of like Mad Hatter vibes. And I was
Mhm.
like, ooh, what if we did like an album or just a song or two that then turned into a whole album of like misunderstood characters from like books or film, like old school stuff. And like it was from their point of views and how they took their surroundings. And I was like, dude, that's freaking sick. So then I called John immediately after I left the show and I was like, hear me out. What do you think? What do you think? And he was like, freaking love it. I was like,
Yeah. So yeah, just like he said, the album is mostly about characters in
Mm.
books, in old movies, whatever the case may be, where we didn't understand their perspective, and now we're going to dive in and explain to you what drove them to madness. So
Oh,
the album is actually called "This Is Madness."
oh, okay.
So
Can't wait for
we
that to come out.
it's
yeah,
sick, dude. It's
Yeah, we
sick.
can't
Oh
either.
yeah.
I'll run you through the title tracks real quick. We have the opening, which is called Lullaby, right? Which is going to lead directly into the first song. And the first song is actually called Drive You Mad, which is about the Mad Hatter.
Hmm.
Followed by It's Alive, which would be Dr. Frankenstein.
Yes, yes,
Just a Taste, which would be Jekyll and Hyde.
right.
Abandon is kind of a track that we just kind of put in there. You know, like it goes with the flow, maybe not the
Oh yeah.
concept, with the flow of the album. Elsewhere, which would be about Maleficent and
Hmm.
Sleeping
Oh,
Beauty.
oh yeah. Okay.
Love that
So,
one so much.
yeah, Let Me Cook is another one that just kind of goes with the flow. Same with Jump. Then we have TikTok, which would be about Captain Hook.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Rule Them All, which is about Sauron from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then we end the whole album with a track called Godless. So, and
Now,
Godless is like a teaser as to where we're going to be going with singles and whatnot for the rest of the year.
okay.
Hmm.
Now, was there an influence of this album by uh Ice Nine Kills?
A little bit.
Sort of.
Yeah,
There was
because
a little bit, I kind of followed their concept idea and
yeah,
this kind of
right.
stuff that they go with. As far as the sound though, I'm looking at the list now. There's one song on there which would be It's Alive, the Dr. Frankenstein song. That one resembles closest to the sound of Ice Nine Kills.
Okay, gotcha.
The
Oh
rest
yeah.
of it is us. Just
Yeah, because
what came out.
when you were talking about the album, I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds like a little like the method of Ice Nine Kills because he'll do Hannibal Lecter and he's a big horror junkie and all that. So
Yeah.
when you
Oh
were
yeah.
saying something about that with the Mad Hatter and Captain Hook and the Queen from Sleeping Beauty and all that, I was like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, maybe that's the case. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
a lot of influence came from that, like I said, as far as the actual concept itself goes. And then I had to dig in and do my research and whatnot to actually make sure that, bands like Ice Nine and other bands that kind of do the same thing didn't
right.
already write about this. And if they did, let's make sure they wrote about it a long time ago. That way it doesn't
Yeah,
look
I
like we're
hear
just
that.
trying to go off of what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, we
Right.
dug in, did our research, and uh, this is what we came out with. And then on top of
Hmm.
this album, we've already got 2 singles ready to go
Oh,
afterwards.
you
Like
got
we
a
Yeah.
almost
lot.
have our
You
whole
got those.
catalog of music for the year.
You got those singles locked and loaded.
Yep. The first one's
Fair.
called
Yep.
Ordinary, and the second one is called The Price I Pay.
Yep.
Okay, that's good
So
and all that. So, as we're coming there. It's like, what social media can they find you guys at?
We are
Feet
on.
Finder, OnlyFans. I'm just kidding.
No,
Oh,
you can
only
find
bands.
us.
OnlyFans,
Yeah, to
yeah.
OnlyFans. Yeah, I run that aspect of it. Yeah, but no, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, a lot of your majors like that.
Yeah, and then JT, I can actually send you those handles. That way,
Yeah.
whenever you post this and whatnot, like you
When
can attach those.
I download the podcast, I usually put everybody's handles there and all that.
Okay,
Okay.
I
I'll
put
be sure
my
to send those
handles
to you.
and where they can reach me and all that. Um, so my last question would be before we head out. I keep saying that, I don't know why. Because
It's all good.
something
We're
pops
just
into my
having fun.
head and all that. My last question would be coffee or tea?
Tea. I can't
Coffee,
stand coffee. I can't stand coffee.
Ugh.
Really?
Tea. I'm tea all the way.
I like both, but I drink more coffee.
coffee.
I'm a Southern tea, Southern
Mm.
sweet tea. So
Mm,
like double
Yeah.
sugar all the way. Ah, Palmer though? Give me a Palmer. A sweet tea
yeah.
with a
Oh
little
yeah,
lemonade.
normal Arnold Palmer.
Arnold
Yeah,
Palmer.
that'll
Oh
be good.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
I usually don't drink either. If I do drink any
It's
sort
orange
of
juice.
coffee or tea,
Orange juice for this one.
Yeah, okay.
how
He's
about you let
crazy.
me answer
I'm
the
more
question?
of a
Sorry, okay.
I'm more of an apple juice type of guy and all that.
Hey, don't blame me for liking apple juice and Gatorade more than a coffee or a tea to wake me up in the
Yeah.
morning.
Okay, but like I don't brew my own coffee either. Like Chris comes
Oh
over to
no.
my house and brews coffee.
Yes.
I drink the monsters, the monster
Oh yeah, the
coffees.
monsters are
Oh
good.
yeah.
Or the
Yeah, I'm-
Monsters
Starbucks
are always good.
coffees that you could get at the gas station. Those ones
Those ones
pretty
are good too.
too.
The ones in those glass bottles, those Frappuccino ones, or whatever the heck
No,
they
not
are.
the ones in the
Oh
glass
yeah, the
bottles. They're the double
Frappuccinos.
shots.
Oh yeah, those ones. The nitro. The
The,
nitro.
Mm.
the vanilla double shots. I'll usually
Yeah.
sometimes drink those.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I drink very little water. These guys know it. Like my veins
This
are
man
just
drinks
filled
no
with
water.
Mountain Dew syrup.
He's got Mountain Dew in his veins 24/7.
I gotta do
But
something to get my legs moving that fast on stage. Like
yeah,
Yes.
with the double bass and all that shit. Now, as a
shit.
drummer, what I would know, how many pedals do you guys have? I mean, you
I
only
have two.
use two.
Yep, I
You don't
use
use
two.
a hi-hat?
My hi-hat stays open, like the pedal's there, but I don't really use it.
Oh, okay.
Mainly my feet stay on the double kick pedal. I have I have a sponsorship by SJC drums. So I got a 22 by 18 matte black kick with a black face. Like my whole drum set is just blacked out. And I put my pedals on
Nice.
and that's where my feet stay. As soon as I sit down, that's where my feet are and that's where they stay.
That's good. That's good. So I'm hoping to get out there. Hopefully,
Yeah.
maybe I'll convince my wifey to make a trip out there.
Or you can email
Maybe
the
do a
booking
road
agent and
trip
get us to New Jersey.
or to New Jersey. Go to
I like
Dingbats
coming to New
or
Jersey. There's a lot of good
I
venues in New Jersey.
like Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Atlantic
Let's
City.
do
I
it.
mean, no Atlantic City.
I would throw a rock at New York City for you.
oh god, you can't get me to go to New York City nowadays.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people about, wow, what, 25 years ago? They weren't planning on going to New York City, but they did.
Oh, New York City was the happening place 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So, guys, as we wrap this up, I like to thank yous. I know it was a long time coming. I was like, I know that you reached out to me right off the bat and all that other stuff and all that. So, my final question would be, if someone came up to you that wanted to be as good as you guys, as like, and they offered what's one piece of advice you would give them?
Don't stop.
Practice.
Don't stop. Doesn't
Be
matter
real.
doesn't matter if you think it's good, if you think it's bad, but whatever the case may be, someone out there is going to appreciate your art, and no one has the chance to appreciate your art if you stop.
100%.
100% and all that.
Yep.
I've been doing this for like close to 8 years and all that. And I
Mhm.
have other podcasts and all that. it's amazing on who I see. I mean, there's bands that I became friends with bands and all that from New Jersey, from I played golf with somebody from Ohio that
Yep.
had two bands out there. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm meeting all these cool guys and network and all that. Then I find other bands and all that. I got other bands that I interviewed and I found out that they actually have record deals now. I was like,
Hell yeah.
oh, I used to interview these guys and all that. Or they go
Hmm.
on festivals, they do this, they do that, they do Rock on the Range, they do all these other festivals and all that. So have you seen you guys? Have you got any offers of doing festivals?
We've gotten a
Yep.
few.
Some here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten a few, but um, I mean, we're not disappointed or anything that we didn't have the time to do them. We already had a prior commitment to go somewhere else. Even
Hmm.
though the festival would have been a bigger show, we follow through with what we say we're going to do. And then this year we had a couple festival offers, but good old Nate is getting married. He's getting hitched, so we have
Getting
to
In
hitched.
we
September.
have we have to stop for a little bit, for wedding preparations and all that stuff, and make sure that goes smoothly for them because the bride to be, we don't want to stress her out more and say, hey, we understand you're getting married tomorrow, but
We
in
have a
Fort
show.
Wayne, in Fort Wayne tonight, we have the opportunity to play for 9 people. Turns
So
out it's
guys,
the
I
other
like to
band.
thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Long
Thanks for
time
having
coming
us.
and all that,
Appreciate it.
and all their links will be down below and all that. And guys, I hope that this album that you're gonna put out in May is as good as, if not better, than your previous album.
It'll be better.
Better.
Oh,
Oh, just
definitely
you
better.
wait.
A lot better.
We've been spending
Just you
weeks and
wait.
weeks and weeks on this.
Yeah, we invested in a great auto tune for the singer.
All right, guys, I am John Thomas, and this is the JT Project. And like I always say, people, come get me, sweet pea. I am done. Bye bye now.